You are now tuned into the Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do. It's the Cut Game radio show. We let them know we stay true
To the Cut Game.
Yeah, that's how we do.
The Cut Game radio show hosted by Groom City.
That's how we do.
Hey, what's going on? It's Groom City. You now tuned in to the Cut Game Radio Show, #1 podcast for your hair needs. And right now, we chilling up in the Cut Game studio. Got my engineer Tone. What up with it, Tone?
What's going on, Groom City? How we living today?
We got a real dope episode.
What we got?
Tone. We got two of the baddest female barbers out there right now.
All right now.
Yeah, we got them in the Cut Game studio today. So today, the first female barber I'm going to introduce, she out of the Midwest, Indiana to be specific. She been part of the Cut Game for 13 years, one of the dopest members of the Team Exotics, you know. I'm talking about, I've been paying attention to her social medias and she really getting it in. You know, she's off the grid, on the grid. You can see her behind different movie sets, different video shoots, you know, different magazine shoots. And also, she's also in an all-female barbershop on a daily, just putting down fades, tapers, you name it. So today we got none other than Parris Wagner in the building. What's up, Parris?
It's cracking. Thank you. I appreciate the invite.
What's up?
Yes.
Appreciate you.
That's what's up.
My
Thanks for
sister.
you know what I'm saying, coming
Thank
through.
you for the invite. I appreciate you.
It's not
So
Italy.
what's
This is
up?
Paris.
So what's up? How your day treating you?
You know what? Today has been another day in LA.
That's what's up.
Went from my daily routine as I get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Got a phone call. Got to go cut Usher today.
See?
So, you
She's
know.
just so modest too.
She-
She was just like,
she
you know,
slid
I
that
just
in.
gotta-
I mean, you know,
You know.
it's just screaming. You know.
So what's
What's up? How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm glad to see you.
I'm good.
Last
I'm
time I
good.
seen you, we was in the hotel together. You know,
Hey.
I mean, not.
Hey, roll pause.
You right.
Hey,
Here we go.
hey, I was
Use my words correctly.
at the hotel grooming one of our barber brothers.
Yeah.
And she was there, you know, we was all chopping up good game. So that's what that was.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? That's what that was. So
Some of the cuts go down in the hotel. you
yeah,
know.
yeah, all
That's
day.
it off the
How's it
grid.
going?
See, our off the grid, when you really are off the grid barber, you know, you run into a lot of off the grid barbers in traffic, you know, so that's what happened. You
Yeah.
know, LA. That's
was
how it
it.
is. I got to travel to LA and really get it, you know, but I see her out there getting it, you know what I'm saying? So that's what's
Yeah,
up.
I appreciate it.
So you've been in the game 13 years. How'd you start?
Man, my story's kind of deep. I know we got a little time, so
This the cut game. We need you to go deep.
Take us back.
all right,
go
yeah,
back.
2006, 7.
Uh-huh.
I graduated in 03, so yes, 2006. I met one of a good friend of mine, and we was going to college. I was going to school actually for accounting.
Where at?
University of Southern Indiana. It's in Evansville, Indiana.
Oh, okay.
So that's where I'm from originally, Evansville.
So is it a big town, little town?
No, it's, let's see, the third biggest city in Indiana. So
Is it
Okay.
next to Gary?
little big city.
Are they gang banging out there like they doing in Gary?
Gang bang everywhere.
Dang, that's what's up.
It don't matter where you at.
So you on campus?
I was on campus. My best friend actually graduated from college. And I just knew it was just something that was calling me. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. So I thought I was going to go to the Air Force
Wait, hold on. Why'd you think you was going to the Air Force?
because I needed structure.
Oh, okay.
So the only way other than the structure that my parents had put into me and, going to church, things like that, I just knew I needed some type of other structure in my life. So I actually didn't go to the Air Force, thank God.
Yeah.
And I started working at a group home.
Okay.
So I started taking care of, disabled people, and I was working there. And, at the time, I had I actually cut all my hair off. I had a fade.
What you had, like
I had a Caesar. So
Little
I had
Caesar.
I had the waves, you know, the whole nine. So,
Yeah.
you know, I go to the barbershop every week.
Yeah.
So I started working at this group home, and there was guys that, you know, lived in this home. And so, you know, I'm working there. I'm at least there for about 6 months at this point. And so I go to the manager. I said, hey, you know, dude, you know, y'all got us taking them to the movies and the mall and all these things. I was like, y'all never take them to the barbershop? And she was like, you know, we don't really have time for that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what do you mean? You know, but me as a person, regardless of whatever they look like, how they, you know, they don't talk, they can't, you know, communicate for themselves. So I'm thinking, like, of all the things that y'all do with their money, y'all don't groom them. Y'all don't
So they didn't know the importance of just taking them
just
to that
taking them,
barbershop
you know,
for that experience.
just
huh?
the experience, you know. Even if you're gonna take them to Great Clips, I don't care. Let's
Yeah.
just take them somewhere.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she had kind of gave me that look like, well, do something about it. So I was like, all right, well, you know what? Next time we go to Walmart, can I buy, you know, a pair of clippers?
Mhm.
And so she was like, sure, just give me the receipt, you know. So I'm in there like, all right. So I'm in Walmart. I'm like, all right. There was only, there was Wall and Conair.
Mhm.
So I was like, all right, well, I've seen my barber use this brand,
Yeah.
you know. So I was like, all right, I'm going to just do this. Had a couple guards in there. So at the time, you know, these are white boys. So they ain't really getting no tight fades or nothing like that. So I go to my barber and I'm like, hey, she going to let me cut their hair. And he like, all right, you know, go in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, what the hell does that mean? You know, he's
Yeah.
like, take a picture of their hair, you know, send me, you know, next time you come in. It really wasn't sending no pictures of no
So
haircuts.
he kind of
then.
mentored you.
So he was like, okay, look, this is what you do. So, you know, I took the box to him and I'm like, okay, I don't want to do nothing crazy. So, you know, tell me what I need to do.
Yeah.
So I put like a one, the one on the side and like a 4 or a 3 on top. So I perfected that, you know,
Yeah.
white boy, you know, just a little bit of hairline and, you know, just.
Yeah.
So that's what I started off on.
That's
And
what's up.
so at that point, like I said, I'm cutting their hair. So I probably was cutting their hair for about 2-3 months.
Now, did you get the money from what they had allocated for their hair? Did you get that?
No, this was just.
Oh, okay.
I'm
'Cause
going
I know
to
they
work.
they got a
yeah,
little
I'm
haircut
working.
budget.
I'm on the clock.
Oh, okay.
So I'm doing 2 jobs at once,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
So I'm just wiping ass and cutting hair at the same time.
Damn.
You know,
Wash
so
your hands
well, you know, yeah. Everything was gloves.
That's what's up.
So, but so I'm working, doing that, and it was one day I'm there, and one of the residents that I cut, and every time he see me now, he like, yo.
Yeah.
So it ain't even like a hi no more. He just like, cause he can't talk.
Yeah.
So every day he like, every time he see
So
me.
so
he
even though they couldn't
kinda
talk,
like
they enjoyed getting their hair
they
cut.
loved it.
Wow.
That's all he ever said to me now. He like the whole time. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what? You like when I cut your hair, huh? He like, you know, yeah. You know, so
Yeah.
I started doing the beard, you know, a little bit of that. So
So he knew he was fly.
he knew it. Because he was going to the, you know, to work. You know, they still got jobs
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So he going to work. At this point, he came home with a girlfriend, you know, like it was
Changed his whole
crazy.
game up.
So
Yeah.
after that, you know, going to my barber and stuff, and he was like, yo, I know you don't want to do that shit all, you know, for the rest of your life. And I was
Yeah.
like, no. He was like, so you need to go to barber school. And I was like, barber school? So I'm like, all right. There's no barber schools in Evansville where I live.
Mm.
So it's either I go to Kentucky or I go to Indianapolis.
Mm.
So it's like I gotta step out of at least the comfort zone of just being
Now,
around.
when you say Kentucky or Indianapolis,
So it was
how many
gonna
miles?
go
How many miles was that away from
to
Evansville?
Evansville's at the tip. So it's 2 hours from Nashville. You got 2 hours from Louisville, Kentucky, and then you got a 3-hour drive to Indianapolis. So
Mm.
I had to make the decision of where I was going to relocate to learn how to cut hair. But I was going to be leaving the person that was teaching me how to cut hair. So he's like, look, you just got to go and just do it. So I was like, all right, I've already been to school for 20 years of my life. So I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to go to barber school, see what this is about. So I'm used to being backpacked up, 7-8 classes.
Yeah.
I got to learn all this stuff. So when I get to barber school and there's one book and a workbook, I was like, this is it.
So it was nothing.
Well, that was nothing. I was like, oh, okay, I got that part. Now I just need to focus on learning how to cut hair. The education part, that's easy.
So at
it
your
was
school,
one book.
Did they teach you how to really cut hair?
I lived in Indiana, so I needed to learn how to cut white boys. If I really wanted to, because the area I wanted to go to, it was Butler, the camp, college campus. So, so I needed to perfect that type of haircut. So that was 2007, 2008, and I got my barber license.
That's what's up. So when you took that test, was you nervous?
No, the test actually was only a written part. In Indiana, you don't have to do no practical.
Wow.
Dang.
Yeah, so it was just I had to go in like 50 questions.
Oh, they
and I was like, oh, this.
Hey,
so I got a 92 on it. It was like real easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so, but the school I went to, they had it set up to where you could do your practical and things like that, so you can get graded at school.
Oh, okay.
So that was easy.
That's what's up. So you in Indiana? Well, you in Indianapolis now.
Indianapolis, yes.
Now, how'd you make the transition from Indianapolis to California?
So, I'll just have to tell you a little story before I get to the transition. When I first moved to Indianapolis, I worked at a shoe store. So I had to get into somewhere I knew that a lot of people go to.
Yeah. And
the mall is somewhere that people go to. Like, if you ain't a barber, you need to work at the shoe store.
Yeah.
Because everybody needs shoes. So I worked at the shoe store as I was going to barber school. And the first 2 weeks of me being there, this guy came up to me and he said, hey, you look new here. What do you call where you live right now? And I was like, it just depends on who I'm talking to. Is this Indy or Naptown? Yeah. He was like, okay, but just think of where you want to go. So where would you call this? And I was like, well, for the most part, I'll probably call it Indy. He said, good, because if you ever call it Naptown, you're always going to be here. He was like, so if you want to leave within the next 5 years, I suggest you not call it Naptown. So from that day, I never called it Naptown. And in 5 years, I left.
Hey, words is powerful.
It is.
So
he schooled me right there. It was like,
so
what
Naptown,
did you come here?
Naptown's a trap. If you want to be trapped in.
That's how I look at it. I mean, it goes with the name, but business mind, if you're not from there, you definitely don't want to call it that.
Yeah.
Because you'll get caught napping.
So 5 years. So let me get the timeline. So it's 2013 now, huh?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So, and that's my number because that's the day I was born, 9/13.
There it go. So 9/13.
So 2013, 5-year mark. I'm working at a shop. I only worked at one shop ever from the day I graduated from barber school. So I was there for 5 years. Made a clientele for myself. The guy I was working with, Devin Casavani, he is one of my best friends, my mentor. He cuts PG, the whole Colts, all the Pacers, everything. So at my barber shop, I was used to all the celebrities of the city coming to the shop. So, I met Roy Hibbert, I met Paul George, I met all these people. I done Landry, all the tight ends from the Colts. So, we all kicking it, chilling and stuff. But he was getting all the love and I wasn't.
Why?
It's just how it is. The barber industry is a male-predominant industry. So being that I was coming up under him, I wasn't getting none of the, I was still, getting my money. I was still hanging out with him, but
you wanted some of that.
I needed to be. I was around it, so I was like, it was there, and I
You
couldn't.
wasn't all the way
wasn't
plugged
in
in,
it.
huh?
So I had to make a decision, and that's when I made a decision. I was like, my best friend at the time, she was living in L.A., and so I was coming out here to visit her a lot. And I was like, man, I gotta make a move. It's just I'm stuck. Like, it was cool,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. And I'm looking at TV, he's got all the pay, everybody that he doing, they on TV, the
Yeah.
cuts. And I'm like, my haircut gonna be on TV one day. Like, this is crazy.
So you was influenced and inspired by
So,
his hustle.
okay, so this is what it was. We went on a tour. You ever heard of Razor Sharp out in Mississippi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I heard. He
So
dope.
he dope.
Yeah.
He's cold. Devin Moody out of Chicago and Razor, they did a tour. And since, I was coming up under Devin, he was like, hey, you should come on this tour with us. We're going to go from Vegas to San Diego, LA to San Fran, and then we're going to fly back home.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, you know what? This is my opportunity to really figure out if California is for me.
Yeah.
So I get there. I'm going on a tour with them, watching them cut. This is right when I don't even think Moody had won the Pacino's app #1 yet.
Yeah.
Like this is back in the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just watching them, I go on this tour. And in the class, they introduced me like, hey, this is Parris, and I'm telling everybody in these classes I'm going to, I'm like, I'm going to see y'all again because I'm moving out to Cali.
Yeah.
So, went to Vegas. It was my first exotics battle that I ever went to.
Now, what year is this?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah, 2013. And at the time, I was like, I can't compete cutting, but I know my shoe game can.
Yeah.
So I got in the sneaker competition, and I busted out a pair of 96 all white Concord Jordan patent leathers, and I won.
Now, hold on for a second. For those of y'all that don't know, the Exotics Barber Battle, it also has a sneaker battle attached to it. So if you're not into the barber culture, then you can, if you're into the sneaker culture, then you can still go out there and compete and come home with a trophy. So that's what Parris is referring to.
Yeah. So this is the start of the tour that we're about to go on. I'm about to go on with Moody, Devin, and Razor Sharp, and I win the sneaker battle that day.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you win the sneaker battle, Curtis comes up, Danny was there, all these people, so they taking a picture with me. And Curtis looks at me, and he, we all taking a picture, and he was like, "Hey, you live in LA?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "But you know what? I will be." And he laughed at me, and he was like, "Yeah, whatever. I've been trying to move to LA for 5 years."
Yeah.
And when he said that to me, I was like, so I went back, I had my trophy, and I go to Devin. I was like, Curtis just asked me if I lived in L.A. And I was just looking at myself, and I was like, why would you think I live in L.A.? As many times I've met him prior to this.
Yeah.
I've met him a few times at Bronner Brother, because Indiana's only like a 6-hour drive from Atlanta, so we used to go to, Bronner Brothers all the time. And I met Curtis, I met DC. That's when I first met Christina. Like, it's crazy how many pictures I be going through old phones and looking at stuff. But so the fact when he had said that to me and was like, "You live in LA," and the fact that in my mind I was already on this tour to try to figure out where I wanted to be. I tell him all the time, I'm like, you're the reason why I live in LA, right? And he's like, I live in New York. I'm the reason why you live in LA. So I always refer back to when I won the sneaker battle, and I tell him, I'm like, you don't even understand what those words did to me, like with my move. Like it was I just went to church yesterday, and so it's the pastor said, when you get pricked and you don't move, you lose out. So when I was pricked with those words, I had to make a move.
So you made a move. How immediate did you make that
3
move?
months.
3 months? You flew.
So it was September. We went on the tour. My lease was up in December, and I was like, I'm not re-signing this lease. I'm moving to LA. So if you know Indiana in December, it's a crazy, snowstorm, ice storm.
Yeah.
It was like at that time, if you was on the road, they'll take you to jail.
Dang.
But I had to be at this exotics battle that started on January 15th.
In LA.
In LA. And I had to get there. I was supposed to have people drive with me, all this stuff. I ended up driving 3 days by myself. All my stuff in my car. And I was like, I gotta make it to this battle.
So
and
that battle meant more than what that battle. It was
I can't wait to make it to this battle. I can't wait to see Curtis. Because he had laughed at me. He was like, yeah, okay.
So the day of that
So
battle.
I was like, I'm gonna see you in LA.
So the day of that battle in LA, that's the day you moved to LA.
Yes.
Wow, that's pretty dope.
That day.
Dope.
I was there for 6 hours. I was
pretty
first person in the class. Like, I was there before Curtis and all of them. I was at the venue before, because I didn't have nothing to do. I didn't know nobody. So when I got there, I was sitting in his room, and he's like, what are you doing here? I was like, yeah, I just moved here. And he looked at me like...
So did you have a place to stay when you moved
Yeah.
out?
I lived in Thousand Oaks. My godparents live out in Thousand Oaks, so thank God for family. So my first year and a half here, I ain't had no rent. So shout out to the godparents.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Look, but right now we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and listen to more with Parris Wagner on the Cut Game Radio Show.
This is Mike Brown from Shadow Edge Barber Tools, and you're tuned in to the Cut Game Radio Show.
Hey, what's going on? We back. Cut Game Radio Show. We got Parris Wagner.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So what's up? You in LA.
I'm in LA.
Exotics battle. You got a good situation going on. You with your godparents. Good situation. No rent. They got you real comfortable so you can get acclimated.
I'm an hour and a half away without traffic from LA. So every day I'm putting 70 miles on my car.
Yeah, that 1,000
on top of just rolled 3,000 to get here. So the dedication to get to LA to know who Parris was.
Hey, but you had to do it though. It's something that it's too many signs, too much confirmation going on.
Oh yeah.
So what was the first shop you worked at when you hit LA?
First shop I worked at, Curtis, being who he is, he was like, hey, if you want to get some clientele, go to the mall. So I'm like, you know what? That was the first place I was going to go anyway, because like I said, anytime you're new to a city, anywhere, this is just for young people. If you want to meet people, go to the mall.
That's so. I can dig that.
I cut hair at Fox Hills Mall, as I learned.
Okay.
When I first moved here, all I knew it was as Westfield, Culver City.
Oh, okay.
So when I got here, I would tell people, hey, I cut, I'm at the mall. They like, oh, where you at? I'm like, oh, Westfield, Culver City. They like, Fox Hills? I'm like, yeah, okay. So then I finally got the education and the history of Fox Hills Mall. But it was cool though. So, I fit right in.
So did you? Was it a good environment?
It was great. My first haircut in LA was to Isaiah Washington's son.
Oh, okay.
If you know him, he played on Grey's Anatomy, the doctor.
So you cut his son?
I cut his son. That was my first haircut.
Wow. Oh, so you was just like, I'm hitting the ground
running. No, I didn't know. It was not it's just they signed their name.
Yeah.
I went up to the thing. I'm like, hey,
Now,
he was next.
Now, was the barbershop, was it a commission-based barbershop?
It was
it
definitely commission, and I was not used to that.
Now, what was the commission split? 50-50?
It was
that got you, huh?
What was I at? 45, 55, 45.
Who got the 55?
Who you think?
Ooh. Hey,
Hey.
I ain't gonna lie, on the Cut
Listen
Game
to
Radio
me.
Show, I want anybody. Now, you got to get in where you fit in, but for the most part, if you're going to go to commission-based shop, let you get the bigger half. Straight up.
No, you know what? I was getting a bigger head. I don't.
Oh,
You
okay.
know what? I don't know. The shit was some bullshit. That's all I know. Working 5 years at a booth rent, coming out of barber school, the first thing they tell you to do is go to a commission shop so you can build your clientele. But my mindset is, I got to get out there and get it. I'm gonna just let people know, it is. All I had to do was pay $150 a week. So, I spent that on all kind of stuff. So, so that wasn't nothing.
But that commission, you was probably giving up triple.
No, guess what? One day I realized I paid $800 in 1 week because I was booming. I was up there getting it. So I got to looking. I was like, okay, he getting 150 today. He got 175 yesterday. After that, I was like, okay, you know what? It's crazy.
Damn.
I worked there for a year, 1 year, 365. I always give something a year to see how it works.
Now, after that, where'd you go?
I went to 9th Chapter Barbershop on Fairfax.
And that is
which
where
I
you
always
currently
wanted
work,
to
right?
work on Fairfax.
Okay.
When I was traveling and stuff, I was like, man, this street, I just got to work on it.
Yeah.
It was just something about it. So, I quit my job before I even started there. I was traveling. I was going to New York. And I just knew when I got back, I was like, I'm going to figure it out. Something got to shake.
Yeah.
I didn't come to L.A. to be paying somebody $800 just to work at a mall.
That's what I'm talking.
So I went to New York, seen my uncle, came back, and I was like, look, Fairfax going to know who
He
Paris
gave you a
is.
little that New York game. You came back.
Yeah, you know what?
All the way
Actually,
tightened up.
when I went there, my uncle was sick, and he actually passed away. God rest his soul. But when I went there, it was just a fight mentality that I got of knowing why I traveled the distance that I did. You know, so it gets deep. You know what I mean? So, but when I got back, I went to Fairfax.
So you was at Ninth.
I'm in 9th Chapter now.
And that's where you currently work?
Yes, I do.
That's what's up.
So,
So what's unique about 9th Chapter Barbershop?
It is an all-female barbershop. And it is the first time I've ever worked around all females. I've worked with females, but not all females.
Now, do y'all be button heads, or it's pretty much smooth?
I mean, it's not a button heads. I mean, women are gonna have their, women are different every month.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But when the energy, you said you got to stay prayed up.
Hey, there you all day.
All day.
All day.
You got to have your, I believe in routine, regimen. In the morning I get up, I pray, I meditate, I work out, make sure, I eat my breakfast, feed my mind with positivity, personal development. So all those things.
So you already ready. You ready for whatever.
Yeah.
So you go in. Now, do you see a difference in clientele from working at, integrated shop than when you had an all-female barbershop?
It is. All-female barbershops, everybody comes. There's no limit to the people that come. So you're going to have from now, I'm a little old school. I was an 80s kid, so, I believe in just man and woman. But, now you got so many other genders, dissectors, and all kind of things. So, but everybody comes, which is cool because, everybody's got a story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can't knock nobody for their story. You don't know nothing.
Cannot.
So. But, I mean, it's cool. I'm still knowing in my mom not a shop barber, though.
Okay. Then what kind of barber are you?
I like to just do my own, I like to create situations for myself, as far as if I'm on set, LA has brought me my first movie TV credits.
That's what's up.
Magazine.
Now, how did you transition from working at a barbershop to doing it on set with magazines TV?
My mentor, Curtis Smith. He's amazing. He's like the godfather in the game. Like I said, when I first moved here, I wanted to be a part. It was what he was giving off was something I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to follow greatness.
Yeah.
And I seen that in him. So, 2014, he put me on Team Exotics.
2014.
Yeah. So this year will be my third year in August. So I'll be a part of Team Exotics for 3 years.
That's what's up.
So shout out to Curtis Smith.
Shout out Curtis Smith, because
Team
I agree
Exotics
1000% with her. Curtis, one of the dopest people I've met. Besides just a barber, just one of the dopest person I've met. But as far as a barber, well, y'all heard from earlier in the podcast, but my man, he done created so many haircuts that people wearing right now, and he's putting it on some of the biggest artists out. So Curtis Smith is definitely a legend.
He's got a cut on Usher right now that people about to be asking for. So, again.
When
I called him today, he was like, I keep that sauce. I'm like, I know. Please. Yeah. Everybody about to be coming to the shop, ask for that Usher again. So, yeah, But the fact that I get to cut it is dope. So.
Man, it seemed like barbering been really treating you well. For real.
You know what? It's all about what you put out there. It's going to come back whatever you're doing. So wherever you're trying to go, if you want to go somewhere and you putting out, you're going to get back what you give. So
now you shared a lot with us on your route to bring you here. Now, who is Parris Wagner today?
Parris without the clippers.
Yeah.
Parris, I'm real laid back. I have a few friends, true friends. I like to kick it with them. I like, spending time with my family. I love sports, so, I could talk all day sports. I'm an athlete at heart. So, but I just like, to be around positivity, good people, people that's going to teach me something.
Yeah.
If you're not learning, you dead. So every day I learn. I'm learning from this right here. And I appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate
putting
you
this
for
together.
coming through.
So this is great.
Now, it's a question I ask everybody. Now, if there was a barber code of conduct, what code would Parris Wagner write in that code of conduct? What would you add to it?
The customer service and how you treat people. Barbering is it's a art. It's a medical field. It's a little bit of everything. We're therapists. We're friends to people. People. You never know. So I would just say, straight true to who you are, and you're gonna get the clientele and the people that's for you. So,
hey, that's always good advice, to stay true to you.
Just stay true. You can't. I like to call. I listen, like I said, I listen to a lot of personal development. So, my thing is being distinctively similar.
Yeah.
So distinctive meaning being different, but similar being the same as somebody that you look up to. So you can't be a copycat, but you can be distinctively similar to the people that are leading you. So
I like that. I like that. I know we spoke earlier in another episode. We was talking about being inspired by someone and paying homage. And that right there adds to that too.
And there's a lot of people in the industry that I like to distinctly be similar to. So I get a little bit from everybody.
Yeah.
And then you put it all together in your own pot.
The cook up.
You got to.
That's what's up. So I seen your work. Dope. Amazing. What tools, what's your tools that you use? What's like your go-to tool?
My razor.
Your razor? Straight razor?
I don't know how I be going through the haircut, but all I know is when I get done, you're going to be tight with that razor.
That straight razor. So. Seal a deal, huh? Just seal it up.
I started working with the Slayer, Dom, and
okay.
she kind of brought it to my attention. She was like, "Man, dog, what do you be doing with that thing?" I'm like, but when I first started, my mentor Todd, the guy that taught me to cut back in the day,
Uh-huh.
that's all he ever used was that razor. He was like, "You don't know how to do this. You ain't no barber."
Mm.
So that was like, I had to learn how to do that. So I can put that razor on you, dry, wet, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it happen.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So yeah.
So, how important is legacy to Parris Wagner?
The legacy is being still present in what you're doing. People look at legacy like you're gonna put it on a box over there and then you get to pick it up, but it ain't that. It's just the action behind everything that you're doing. So my actions, the way I move, the way I talk, that's the legacy.
Mm.
Legacy isn't something that you just stop doing.
Yeah.
It's every day, so just the everyday hustle, grind, knowing that there's a higher power that's going to keep you going. That's the true I can't
Yeah. No, I can dig that. Now, if you had to share information that you learned today with that young Parris Wagner back in 2006, what would you share with that young Parris Wagner?
Don't be afraid of the prick, because you're getting pricked for a reason. You're different for a reason. And when you try to stay amongst the people, your peers or the things that look really familiar to you, because you don't know because faith is not seeing.
Yeah.
So when you believe in what you can't see, then you can keep moving forward. But if you always go by what you see, then you're going to limit yourself.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, man, I appreciate you stopping through today.
No, thank you.
I'm going to give you the stage right now so you can share, let people know where you are, let people know what's going on with you.
You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook, Parris Wagner. Not really big on, I don't have the 1,000 followers and all that. I got like 4,000 followers,
Hey,
so
but she official, verified, and certified.
I don't do the whole. So I'm trying to learn the social media. So if you are watching this and you follow me, I will follow you back. I'm not that, but Parris Wagner with 2 R's, Parris Wagner, and I would love to come back. Once,
you welcome anytime.
I appreciate
anytime.
being
I'm
one
digging
of
the
the first.
hookup. I like your whole styles. You
Thank
fly.
you.
Now, next we got another female barber for y'all. She gonna come through and share her story with us. But right now we're gonna take a quick commercial break and we're gonna come back on the Cut Game Radio Show.